Hello everyone and welcome. So today I'm going to share with you how to design this poster in Adobe Illustrator. So let's go. So the first thing is always we want to set up our document. I'm going to use a 1700 by 2400 in vertical orientation and just press create. So I maybe will get this poster here just for reference of layout, but all of the techniques I'm going to share them again. Just going to leave it here on the side so I can actually have a small reference. So let's start with some typography. So the first element I'm going to design is this very big and sign. So just going to get our type tool here, click on artboard and make the end a letter sign thing. Let's just scale it up a little bit, just going to zoom in my timeline. Let's just scale it up as much as we can. Sometimes Illustrator doesn't works very well with scale, so I just do it by hand. I don't know why, just sometimes like when you click on the sides here, I'm holding shift and alt and I don't know, the scales don't really work as I wish they did. So let's just choose a nice font. I'm gonna use Helvetica New. I always use Helvetica New for my tutorials because I feel it's such a neutral font. It's like, it's easy to use and it's always have these amazing shapes. So I'm not going to scale it more, just going to expand it, just going to right click and then create outlines. Perfect. So now I have my and sign. It's much easier to expand the letter using the alt and shift when you actually have it outlined. I think it's a text box, sometimes doesn't work very well in Illustrator when you're trying to scale it up using the transform tool. Anyway, I need to breathe here really quick. Let's just select this. I'm going to change it to white there. So because now what's going to happen, we're going to make this like this 3D perspective really quick. So let's go to effects and then 3D materials. There is amazing new 3D tools in Illustrator, but we're going to use the classic ones. Let's go to extrude and bevel classic. And here we're going to just make a nice perspective for this letter. I will try to match the maximum I can the poster I showed you in the beginning, but I can't promise it will be exactly the same. Then I'm just going to change the values of the strict depth. I'm trying to remember how to say increase, and then gonna do some perspective to give like this little camera distortion happening here, which is really nice. And let's just double check, actually I'm recording my voice as well. Show monitor recording, because there is some chances of sometimes me being recording just a screen and I've been talking for like half an hour and I just need to redo it again. Anyway, I'm gonna redo this last process really quick so you can see 3D materials, 3D classic, extrude bevel classic. Gonna increase this to 600. I think it was 500, right? 500, change the perspective, the position of the rotation here, increase the perspective to your taste, something nice. I really like this perspective thing because it feels like you have a different like wide lens camera in your scene, which gives a dash of realism to your designs. You can play with the bevels as well if you want on your design. You don't need to follow strictly what I'm doing, but there is a lot of nice bevels here which you can play with. And they will add more details to our design as well. And yeah, this will be it on this one. Gonna go to object and then expand appearance and scale again. So maybe I will not scale as much right now, just going to leave it as it is. And then on the last layout, when we have the other letters there, we see how big we need this element. So I like to just select my object and then just press the keyboard D, and the outlines is to black and white, which is amazing. And then I just want to connect all these little shapes that the 3D effect created. I want this to be a very smooth edge. And yeah, we could leave it, but it's always nice to have our projects tidy. And let's go. So you can use the connection, what's the shape tool? Shape tool, I think it's like a tool that you press Shift M and then you can connect shapes. But on this case, because we have grouped shapes together, it's easier to use the Pathfinder tool because the Pathfinder tool doesn't care about if something is grouped or not. So just click on the unite option here, do the same here, select these two, unite them together. Same here, same here. I don't need to do here, but just for the fun I will do it. And now it's much easier to change these color blocks. So yeah. So for the colors I use on this poster here, again, I don't know if you've been watching my tutorials, you know I'm very basic. I just go to graphics, swatches, libraries, find some nice library and use it. I use pop art for this one. I really like the pop art colors. They're very bright and they're very happy. And like normally I work with like very sober colors in my work, my freelance work, and when I'm doing my own stuff, I want that. I want to have happy colors in my designs. So I'm just gonna use the pop art colors anyway. I'm gonna try to match the colors there, so I use a nice red, kind of something better than that. I think it's a brighter red, yeah. And then here as well, and I think here. So I try to make like a sense of where the red goes, and this one will be blue, and that one will be blue, and that's perfect. Cool. So this is pretty much it. In terms of design, I'm going to just select all of these and remove the stroke. We don't need that stroke there now, but we need to have this all connected. So let's select it all, right click, and then group it. Perfection. Now let's make a nice background for it with the rectangle tool. Normally I just press M for the shortcut, and I just use shortcuts all the time, but when I'm doing a tutorial I need to remember myself not to, because, well, some people don't know shortcuts and I need to make it slow. Not slow, but I need to make it clear what I'm doing. Cool. So when I'm actually using scales, like that goes outside of the artboard, instead of already having clipping masks, like making some masks to hold the graphics inside, I can just go to view and then just use trim view, and then this way I can't see what's going outside of the artboard, and this helps a lot without making us make a lot of masks and stuff like that. Cool. Now let's just get a type tool again. We're gonna do this what, and what. I think this was from a conversation I had probably with a client, and then I was just like, and what? I think he was asking for something very obnoxious for sure. And I didn't see a problem about it, but people see problems all the time in things that are actually not a real problem. I think I used regular and a nice yellow. I think it was a brighter yellow. Yeah, something like this. So we have what, and then we can just see the trim view again. I wish there was a shortcut for that, because I would love just to do a trim view shortcut situation. So yeah, I really like this layout. It's working really nicely. So we have this very big sign, and then we have the word, giving it a lot of good vibes. And then I had these little rectangles with the colors, and let's just do it. I just use the rectangle tool really quick. Make a few rectangles, spread them nicely in your design. It's always, sometimes when I just do like typography posters, I feel there is something missing. I feel I'm not doing enough or something like that. I feel like, oh, just type. It's just typography today. There is no gradients, no extra graphics for no reason. And you know what? It's a personal thing. It's a YouTube tutorial as well. So let's just have fun and add whatever we want to add. All the spices to this recipe. And I'm just gonna make this blue as well. Also, I like to add like circles and stuff like that, like just to make my design a little bit more appealing in the eyes of the public. But other than that, it's mostly just having fun. I like to play with because when we had like these different shapes, we had a lot like different lines of action. So our eyes are actually following, like they have more to follow. There's more directions to follow instead of just like reading and then that's it. There is a little bit of more narrative to the poster. which I like. Try to make it like unbalanced, because I was seeing here like everything is very like in the same line, so I'm gonna play with this so it feels a little bit unbalanced, creating like this nice curve around it. And yeah, I think this is pretty much it. I'm gonna just make a really nice mask using the background. Actually, I'm gonna copy the background, paste it, and then arrange it, bring to the front, select this all, make a clipping mask on everything, then right click again, transform, scale it like 90% will be alright. Yeah, scale 90% so I have like these nice margins. And if I want to make exactly the same thing I did on the other one, make another background, send it to the back, make it a right yellow, and that's it. So it's a very, I'm gonna delete this one now. It's a very simple poster, but I think the colors we use when we use like pop art colors are so bright, they're so live, that we don't need to do much to make this poster like really nice on our feed. And it's nice to play also with like a message. Like if you use a very big letter to start the message and then a very small word, creating this really nice contrast of sizes. And I don't know, I like to play with this scale contrast that we can apply in posters. And as always, if you feel like you need to add something extra, this could be some sort of extra graphics. It's always nice because this is like a question, and then what is like a question. So when it's a question, there is a lot of thoughts around. So this little graphics could be symbolizing that, like, and what, there is some timing, there's some thoughts to think to reply to this question. Anyway, I could justify this for the entire day, so I'm gonna let you go. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you are new here. My tutorial, I've been experimenting with tutorials for a while now. I do them scripted, I do them freely like this right now, and I'm seeing which one I'm more comfortable doing, and also which ones I feel more creative. Anyway, don't forget to like, to subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think about this poster, if you think you should do more of this as well. And yeah, and I see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye bye.